Hello students, welcome to the second lecture in the set theory. So in the first lecture we have discussed the definition of a sets, right? So what was the definition of set? That set is a collection. So set is a collection of well defined distinct objects. Another thing which we learned is the representation of a set, right? How to represent a set, and that were the two ways, that is a roster form, right? And the another one was a set builder form. Fine with this? So we have learned these techniques in the first lecture. Now moving on to the next topic in the set theory, that is a types of sets. So in this lecture I will discuss the various kinds of sets. So the first type of set is a finite set. So from the word itself it is clear what can be the definition of a finite set. So a set is said to be finite if it contains only finite number of elements, right? So when I say about finite set, it means if you start on counting the number of elements in a set, right? So that count will definitely come to an end, right? So that is the basic definition of a finite set. For example, if I write 1 2 3 4, is it a finite set? Yes. Why? Because if you start counting the number of elements, this is the first element, this is the second element, the third element, and the fourth element. So the number of elements are 4, right? So the counting comes to an end. So this is a finite set. But is this thing true in case of naturals? So if you have the set of naturals, so it is 1 2 3 and so on, it never ends. So it is not a finite set. So let me formally write the definition of a finite set. So a finite set can be formally defined as a set is said to be finite if it contains only finite number of elements. Fine. And let me give you certain examples, right? For example, if I say the set of vowels, that is a, e, I, o, u, is this is a finite set, right? Why? Because there are only finite number of elements, that is a 5 elements only. Similarly, if I define the set as 2 4 6, is it a finite set? Yes, this is a finite set. Fine with this? Now let's go to the second definition, that is a infinite set. And as I have already described, so what can be the definition of an infinite set? A set which is not a finite set comes under the category of an infinite set. So if you start on counting the number of elements in this set, it will never come to an end. So counting will never come to an end in case of an infinite set. So let me formally write the definition of infinite set. So a set is said to be infinite if it consists of infinite number of elements. For example, if I say the set of naturals, so the set of naturals starts from 1, 2, 3 and it goes on and on. So it is an infinite set. Similarly, if you have the collection of even numbers, so these are 2, 4, 6 and so on, right? So they are the examples of an infinite set. Fine. So that is a note that all infinite sets cannot be described in roster form, because you should recall the definition of a roster form. So whenever you have to write the elements in the roster form, you have to list all the elements, right? And then you have to separate them with comma. So you have to list all the elements, right? Separate them with commas and go on writing all the elements, right? But in case of infinite sets, you do not know the last elements. So that's why you cannot describe all the infinite sets in the roster form, right? So I hope these two definitions are clear. Now moving on to the third definition, that is an empty set. So a set having no element is said to be an empty set. So it is also called as a null set, right? Or void set. Fine with this? And how can we denote this set? So it is generally denoted as phi. So that is the symbol which we use. So that is the symbol which we will use for empty set. Now let me to take an example for empty sets. For example, if I say A is a collection of all the x such that x is a positive integer, x is a positive integer strictly less than 1. So is there any positive integer less than 1? No. So A is a empty set, right? Now again one more example. Let B be the set of all those integers whose square is 2. Whose square is 2. So can you find out any integer whose square is 2? No, we can never find, because only root 2 square is 2, right? And root 2 is not an integer, right? It is not an integer. So in this case also, if I am talking about the number of integers, I am asking about the set of all integers. So there is no integer whose square is 2. So similarly, the B set is also an empty set. Moving on to the fourth definition, that is a singleton set. Now the definition of a singleton set is very easy. So a set which is having only one element is said to be a singleton set. For example, if I say this is 0, this is a singleton set. Fine with this? Now, then the fifth thing which we will learn in this lecture is order of a finite set. So order of a finite set. So when do I say about the order of a finite set, what do I mean? I mean the count of the number of elements, right? So the number of distinct elements in a finite set A is said to be the order of a finite set, right? And generally it is denoted as O of A. Now, two remarks. If I say order of a set is 0, so what is that set? So you have to guess that set. So that set is an empty set, right? Because there is no element. And similarly, if I say order of any set is 1, right? So what does it mean? That set is nothing but my singleton. So that is the order of a finite set. Find. Now similarly, can you find out the order of an infinite set? So it can never be found out. So let me add a remark here. That is, the order of an infinite set is never defined. Fine with this? So order is never defined in this case. Now before concluding this video lecture, I want to discuss two important concepts, that is equal and equivalent sets. So let me to define the equal sets. So what are equal sets? So two sets A and B are equal if they have exactly the same elements. So when the two sets will have exactly the same elements, so then you will say the two sets are equal. So if the two sets are equal, how you will denote them? So you will say A is equal to B, and if it does not hold, so you will say A is not equal to B. Fine. So this is a symbol for not equal to, right? Not equal to, and this you should know that this is a symbol for equal to. Fine with this. Now let me to take an example. For example, if I consider my set A to be, so example, if my set A is 1 2 3 4 and my B set is 2 4 1 3, so are these two sets equal? So you need to check. So 1 is here, yes. 1 is here, yes. 2 is here, yes. 2 is here, yes. Similarly for 3 and similarly for 4. So the elements are exactly the same. So you will say that A is equal to B. Fine with this? But what if I say A is equals to, so that is my second example. So if I say A is equals to 1 2 3 4, right, and B is equals to, that is 1 2 3 and 5. In this case, A is not equal to B. Fine with this? Because 4 is present here, but it is not present here, right? Similarly, 5 is here, it is not here. So in this case, A is not equal to B. So the two sets A and B will be equal if they have exactly the same element. So same element should be present in both the sets. Only in that case you will say that the two sets are equal to each other. Fine. And the last definition, that is the equivalent sets. So let me to define the equivalent sets now. Two finite sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they have the same number of elements. Fine. So if the number of elements in both the sets are same, so in that case you will say that the two sets are equivalent. And how will you denote these? So A is equivalent to B. So that is the symbol which you will use for equivalent. Fine with this? Now let me to take an example in order to make you things more clear. So the example 1. For example, if you take A to be 1 3 5 7, right, and if you choose your B to be ABCD, right, so what is the cardinality? What are the total number of elements of A, right? What is the order of A? That is 4. What is the order of B? That is 4. So can I say A and B, they are equivalent? Yes, they are equivalent to each other. But what about equal? Are they equal? No, they are clearly, they are not equal. From here I can make a result. So what can be the result? So very important remark, that all equal sets are equivalent. Fine. Because if the sets are equal, it means the number of elements will be same. So can I say all the equal sets are equivalent? But converse is not true, right? But the converse is not true. So what is the converse? The converse is that all equivalent sets need not be equal. We have seen this example, right? So these are the equivalent sets, but they are not equal sets. So I hope all these definitions and few examples which I have discussed here are clear to you now. So in case if you have any difficulty, you can mention your doubts in the comment section. I hope you have enjoyed this video session. For more such videos, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching this video lecture.